Hey everybody, Rocco here with Ramp, along with Eric Reed,
Yes.
Chief Operations Officer here at Ramp. Plays a dual role, not only a club owner, but also does the operations for Ramp, installing and training new clubs who are getting onto the program. Um, that's his new role, his new title, and
Happy to be here. Yeah,
yes,
happy to do it.
I'm glad that your boss allowed you to be in that position.
Yeah, fantastic
Yeah,
people.
he's guy's very generous. I
Yeah,
guess.
awesome guy.
Yeah, I don't know who he
Guys.
is, but you should get a raise. No, we're here today to enough of the funny stuff. We're going to talk about the results that people get from Ramp and to maybe dispel some of the myths that people think that you can. It's an overnight thing when it's not. I mean, people's expectations and what marketing leads people to believe is that it's going to happen fast and there's some quick, slick way to do it. And there's no such thing. And I think most people should realize by this point that there are no gimmicks in there. It's if you did the work to put on the weight, you have to do the work to some degree to get it off. That's the plain and simple truth. And if you're not willing to accept that, then you have to accept that your health will never be the way that you want it to be in your life moving forward. Will never have any improvements unless you swallow that pill. It's a tough pill to swallow, but
Sure is, yeah.
it's one of those things that you do. But what we wanted to do today is we wanted to show a, I guess maybe the progress of a client that you
Yeah,
have.
just an average
And
client,
to
yeah.
give people out there an understanding of like what the journey is going to be like and whether you're willing to accept the amount of work necessary in order to be able to change your life. This happens to be, why don't you give us a little background on this particular person here?
Okay, we'll say customer X here, male gentleman who came to us a lot like other people do, just with very little knowledge, almost no knowledge about fitness. Came in asking the same thing about I want to lose weight. First thing is us teaching him, that we're trying to lose fat mass specifically and actually gain lean body mass. So we're kind of teaching as we go, but not giving so much that people get confused or overwhelmed. And I think that's something that we as a industry need to focus on a little bit more, is making a little bit more bite-sized pieces of the fitness pie. So this gentleman came in looking to lose weight, and we agreed lose fat is.
What was his age?
He is early 50s,
Uh-huh.
who's just kind of fallen into that life, cycle of not finding enough time to take care of themselves, which a lot of you out there probably kind of share that. So he decided, he actually was a referral from one of our other Ramp clients. We said, hey, you know what, I've kind of had it. It sounds like you guys have something here. I'm looking for something simple, effective, and always cost effective is important as well. So that checked all the boxes for him. So we came in and we treated him like we do everybody else. We sat down and we just actually listened to what this person wanted and just took it from there, and just, like I said, small bite-sized pieces, and here we are. So I guess we can talk about some of the results.
So first, what plan was he on when he came in? What ramp plan did you use for this particular?
He started on a Hyper Blitz. He did have some experience prior to. He was going to a competitor, we'll say, a high volume club that taught him some of the basics, things like that. Never really got the results he was looking for, because again, he was looking at the scale like a lot of people are, and the scale really only tells you your weight. It doesn't really tell you what's kind of going on and what you're made of. So when he came over here, he quickly realized that we take a little bit more of a methodic approach. We're telling you, we're breaking your body down segmentally. We use what's called in-body technology to kind of break somebody down segmentally, tell us what percent is fat, what's muscle, water, things like that.
And let me interject this for a second. For those of you out there don't know what a Hyper Blitz program is all of the programs that we offer in the Ramp system start from very beginner, very easy levels, and we move almost like the grades in school. We go to first grade, second grade, third grade. So we have plans that are easy for beginners to follow, and then once they graduate, or in this case here, this person had some experience in weight training. The Hyper Blitz is actually a 3-day split routine, and all it means is that your body split up into 3 different days that you're doing certain muscle groups on certain days, which is different than, say, a circuit program, which is you're doing every single muscle group on the days that you actually work out. And that's what the difference is, just so that you're understand what this person was doing to get the results that we're about to reveal here. So
Yep.
from that point, so this person started out at, if you look up here on the report, and everybody who comes into the system actually gets a report card every 8 weeks so that we can make sure that they're heading in the right direction. Now, this person is heading in the right direction, but somebody who maybe does not all the right things along the way, we have to reveal to them that they've been
Yeah.
doing something that's probably not conducive to them reaching their goals. And that's sometimes why coaching becomes so important, because maybe that person needs more help in a particular area, and we like to address those areas. It's not always exercise. Sometimes it's the psychological, emotional aspects, and sometimes it's, relationships are going wrong, things that you don't know about people behind the scenes that may be hindering their progress. But in this particular case, we're just going to look at the exercise portion of what happened here. So this person did the Hyper Blitz, you said, for 8 weeks,
Yeah,
3
and they
days
did
per
it
week.
on their own without a coach, just left to their own devices.
Okay.
But obviously the program instruction and things like that.
So this person came in at almost 220 pounds, 219.4, with a body fat percentage of 40.4%. Clinically obese is 40%. I
Yep.
think obesity starts at 35%. So this person is over 5% more than clinically obese at this point. Has 88.6 pounds of fat mass on them when they started. Blood pressure looks regular here. It looks pretty reasonable. I don't know if they're on any blood pressure medications or not. Some people are, some people aren't. That's a fairly reasonably
He
good
said in
blood
his
pressure.
younger days he was actually a lower blood pressure. So
So-
him being,
Genetically,
yeah,
he had
genetically a
blood
lower blood pressure.
So but 120 over 80 isn't terrible, and his resting heart rate is 65 beats per minute, which is actually pretty good. After the 8 weeks, this person was reevaluated. We do a program updates on people every 8 weeks to make sure. This person had dropped from 219 to 211.8, but that doesn't tell you the whole picture, because what you'll see is that the fat mass dropped a little over 10 pounds, which means that this person added on lean body mass, and we'll show you that on another slide in just a second. So
And 3.5% body fat percentage
yeah,
loss
so
as
the
well.
body fat percentage went down. 3.5% every 8 weeks is pretty normal. So when you're looking at whatever journey you have to reach your ultimate healthy weight, 3.5% body fat every 8 weeks is pretty standard if you're doing the right things. And it'll tell you really how long it's going to take you to get down to
Yeah,
where you need
agree,
to be.
yeah.
So when you take a look at this person, their goal weight is 180 pounds, right, with an 18%. So all you have to do is take a look and say, well, if it's going to do about, say, 3% every 8 weeks, right, that means that it's going to take 6 programs, right?
Yep. And that's what we put in
Or
place.
48 weeks, right?
Yep.
So whatever way you want to do the math, you can. So this person doesn't get disenfranchised or disappointed along the way,
Agree.
that it's not working, because people expect that all of a sudden this magic is going to
Yep.
happen. This is just a roadmap to logically take you there comfortably without doing anything excessive. No fad diets, no real big restrictions in calories, no excessive amounts of exercise. It's just a regimented plan that gets you across the finish line.
And this all started at, when we met. I said, what's a realistic goal you want to put together in the next 12 months? That was the number. I said, you know what, that's a realistic goal. Let's go with it.
Right.
And now we're fighting every single program to get a little bit closer.
Right.
But this person is now engaged, excited to show up, shows up 3 days a week. Prior to that, said he would have been lucky if he showed up to the gym once a month, So
And in the RAMP program, we also give a sample meal plan for educational purposes only. But the reason why we do that is because we want to get people to understand the amount of food necessary and the right amount of macronutrients to get them to their goal. Did he do the meal planning as well? Did you know anything about the history of his?
Yeah, when I did meet with him for he's actually currently on his third plan. This is a little bit outdated. This is just an example of the first program he did, the first 8 weeks. First program admitted he was about 50-50 at best. And what's great about this program too is people actually tell you You know, they don't try to throw it past you because they know at the end of that is a reading that's going to tell me kind of what really went on, right? So there's a little bit of a lie detection.
Yeah, but it's
that
also
goes
a
on
learning
there.
experience for them to be able to
Absolutely.
be honest with themselves.
But
You know, it's
again,
like-
I mean, so losing 10 pounds of fat, and we'll show you on the next slide, gaining, 3 pounds of lean body mass, doing a 50-50 nutrition, just kind of goes to show you what you could do if you were kind of all in, right?
right.
Yeah.
But I like to point out the blood pressure, that even though that doesn't seem significant, that he dropped 4 points on his systolic and 7 points on the diastolic blood pressure. So a person being in their 50s, you're concerned with, hypertension, the things that could happen from strokes to aneurysms, and you name it, any type of cardiovascular events that possibly are even reduced at this point, right?
Yep.
So let's look at the other slide real quickly and take a look at what happened here. So this slide here shows us some of the same metrics we saw in the earlier slide, but one thing this person does reveal here, if you look at this lean body mass here, this person during that 8 weeks put on roughly 3 pounds of muscle mass. Now that may not seem like much, but if you're continuously restricting somewhat your calories and you're still improving muscle mass at the same time, optimally that's better than if he had lost
13 pounds of straight fat. Yeah.
13 pounds, because he would have lost 3 pounds of muscle, and that would mean that he would have about roughly 50 calories of metabolism that he would have lost. This is one of the reasons why people yo-yo diet, because when they restrict calories and they go out and exercise and they don't realize that they're losing muscle, they're actually losing metabolism. And when you lose metabolism, once you start eating normal again, the problem is that all those calories come flooding back on faster than you can blink an eye.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kept a lot of the weight loss industry in business, because people have to keep going back because they do the same thing over and over again to get the result that they got. But the result after that is always the weight gain that comes right back.
There's always a new fad or a new
And
drug.
nobody says anything about it. You want to lose the weight permanently because you want to be in control of your health moving forward, which means having a healthy amount of lean mass or muscle mass, and you want to have a healthy amount of body fat. For men, it's somewhere between 12 to 18% body fat. For women, it's somewhere between 18 24. And as you get older, they give you a little bit of a break on, you can have
leeway.
a little bit more fat.
Yeah.
I think I still am around 14% body fat, but I think I get if I went up to like 20%, I would still be considered healthy in today's day and age. I'm not going there though.
No.
I'm competing with the youngsters.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not giving
And you're
up.
doing well, so that's great.
And I think anybody can get there as well. So as you get older, you want to ward off sarcopenia.
Right.
Sarcopenia is just a withering of your muscles, and it's not because so much that you got old. It's because people generally think that, well, I'm too old to start doing things, and they lose the physical aspects of their activity. They don't do the things that kept the muscles on them when they were younger. I don't care if it's push-ups, pull-ups on the monkey bars, or whatever the case may
anything.
be. You have to continue to put resistance on your bones, tendons, ligaments, and that sort of thing, where it's going to keep your body mass up high, and it's going to keep sarcopenia from letting you wither off into the
And we have a program
sunset.
called Metabolic Boost that is literally exactly for that. It's a nice, simple program, very, very easy. But this is just goes to show you how even if you follow the plan as far as the exercise goes, and even if you follow nutrition 50-50, doing better than you were before you started the program, these are the type of results that you can kind of see. And this gentleman showed up 3 days a week for 8 weeks. That's all it was. That's all it took,
So with that being said, I guess we'll end this video, but the point of this video was really to help educate you to understand that losing weight as just a net number doesn't mean anything. You have to know what kind of weight you're losing. Are you losing water? Are you losing muscle? Or are you losing fat, which is what you really, your goal should be to lose the fat. You need water. If you're dehydrated, you're less healthy.
Right.
If you're losing muscle, you're losing metabolism. You're less healthy.
Right.
So the whole idea is to get you to understand that the scale means nothing.
Zero.
It's what you're made of. 50 pounds of gold weighs 50 pounds, and 50 pounds of manure weighs 50 pounds. right?
Feathers too, yeah.
it all depends on which one you want to be. So with that being said, we're going to end this little ramp session today.
Yep.
Eric, thanks for being on
Thank
here.
you, appreciate it.
If you guys want more information, just click on the link below and we'll help you out any way we can. If you're a person whose fitness center doesn't have ramp, let us know. We'll take care of you. If you're a
Absolutely.
fitness center out there and you're interested in bringing ramp into your business model, let us know as well. Click on the link below. We'll see you guys later. Thanks again.
Thank you.